and this mic से पूरी जोर से आवाज आ रही है।
So I give them this. अभी माइक पे ma'am. Hi. Ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am. Could you please use the mic so they can like. Come here.
Hello. And first speaker's time being dash. Total time being dash. And first speaker's time being dash. Now proceed using आपको क्या डाउट था? ठीक है। तो जब आप GSL दोगे, आपको एक चीज एडवाइस करी गई है दैट अपनी GSL को 60 सेकंड में खत्म करके 30 सेकंड में बचा लेना फॉर द ई। वो जो तीन ऑप्शन थे वो ईल्ड के ऑप्शन थे। वो तीन ऑप्शंस क्या क्या थे? वो तीन ऑप्शंस थे ईल्ड टू ईवी, ईल्ड टू फ्लोर एंड ईल्ड टू अनदर डायरेक्ट। Okay, so whenever I introduction. Greetings one and all. I, the delegate of Dash, would like to raise up my opinion upon then the content, whatever you have done. ठीक है? जैसे आपने ये बोला, उसके बाद आपने ये अपनी स्पीच के लिए करा ना, तो आप ये बोलो, ठीक है? जितनी बोलना है तुम्हारी इतनी स्पीच बनेगी, also guys, this is a human company, so don't use it viewers. मतलब हम कर सकते हैं कि हम लोग सब जा रहे हैं, but तुम मत करना.
Actually, आपको इस फिनलैंड written in the comment. फिनलैंड. ये बोलो, I'll write it down. हाँ जी, बोलो.
Guys, PY का format सबने note कर लिया था? मतलब sheet का format. हाँ जी. हाँ जी. ठीक है?
Two.
I hope it's clear to everyone. Yes, it is. That would be considered, and you'll still get a chance to leave. Okay? Yeah. Any more doubts? किसी को कुछ बोलना है? कौन से टाइम फ्रेम में करें? This is the format जिनको ये समझ नहीं आता कि GSL कैसे स्टार्ट करना है, ठीक है? General speakers list जिससे कमेटी में सर. Okay guys, अभी ना what I do is that I'll be recognizing the speakers, ठीक है? The committee is starting. Right there. You'll be there. जिनको अपनी GSL में जिनको इस बार GSL देनी है. So all the speakers who wish to add their names in the GSL list, please raise your hand. Sorry, raise your placards. Placards. Yes, yes. Germany. Yes. That's completely fine. Delegate of UK. Yes. What? Let me at least recognize 5 speakers, then I'll take it up. Okay? Guys, keep your hands up for whosoever wants to be recognized. Delegate of Israel. Yes, you have been recognized. Followed by delegate of Finland. Followed by delegate of Egypt. Okay. Followed by delegate of India. Norway, followed by Russia, followed by Australia. नॉर्वे रशिया के बाद मैंने किसको रिकॉग्नाइज किया था? Followed by Netherlands. That's it for now. I'm recognizing 10 speakers now. हाँ जी, बेल्जियम की हार्ट बताओ. अब बताओ guys, कुछ बोलना है. Now the committee is formally starting. ठीक है? हाँ जी, जर्मनी बोलो. Germany, you have been recognized on. You're the first speaker. Who would like to be the first speaker, guys? UK? Let UK be the first speaker. Egypt, एक बार देख लो how the speeches are given. ठीक है?
Alright, so everyone's ready? Should we begin? कितने में चाहिए आपको उनको टैब? 60 पे दूँ या फिर 30 पे भी चाहिए? 60 पे. Second टैब on 90. तो 90 के बाद nothing on the verbatim. चलेगा? Okay? So 90 seconds के बाद हम लोग कुछ भी नोट नहीं करेंगे. Okay? चलो. Delegate of United Kingdom. You can start.
Greetings to the chair and my fellow delegates. As we all are familiar with the agenda at hand, which is to emphasize on anti-recruitment strategies and cross-border movements. This involves a multifaceted approach at preventing individuals from joining terrorist groups and disrupting their ability to operate across borders. The world around us has experienced a lot of these terrorist activities, harming the world peace. These terrorist organizations, especially these Islamic jihadi extremist groups who are promoting terrorism in the name of jihad, and the Marxist and the Leninist terrorist organization on the ideology of Karl Marx and Vladimir Lenin, which are creating a havoc, and also the Maoist ideologies. These terrorist organizations on the basis of these ideologies are recruiting the local people in the groups. And some countries, in fact, their governments are promoting terrorism. All these activities are hindering the world peace, and this needs to be put to a stop. And by making sure the world is a better place to live in. With the help of each and every person present in the room with a multifaceted approach, we can control this problem. Thank you.
Thank you. How would you like to use your
I
time?
would really need my time to be wise.
Okay. Are there any questions on the floor to the delegate of UK? I'll give this to Sweden.
Delegate of United Kingdom.
So, sir, ma'am.
The delegate of United Kingdom has identified the problem that is causing terrorism, like recruitment of people with extremist ideologies. But how is the United Kingdom approaching towards what solution is the United Kingdom is taking to combat that problem?
So, as we know, United Kingdom is in the European Union. It has ties with the Five Eyes, and it is also a permanent country in the in the modern United Nations. So, UK is a very peaceful country. The UK has several counter-terrorism efforts. First is the Terrorism Act of 2000, and second is the Counter-Terrorism Act, which was proposed in 2008. And we have a prevent strategies. We have prevent strategy which prevents individuals from being recruited in these terrorist organizations, which makes a country a peaceful country. We had our issues, but they were resolved very efficiently by the government. Thank you.
Next, the delegate of Finland.
Greetings, respected TV and my fellow delegates. This is the delegate of Finland. Finland's historical context, terrorism threats, particularly during the Cold War, was significant. Presently, Finland maintains stability with the terrorism rate at zero, owing its comprehensive strategy against radicalization, blending preventive measures, international cooperation, and legal interventions. Additionally, the nation manages cross-border movement through border control, collaborating with neighbors and technological advancements. As Finland is a part of Schengen, no cross-border activities occur. There is only one country bordering Finland which is not a part of Schengen, that is Russia, and Finland maintains visa regulations for safety. Looking forward, Finland plans to strengthen its strategy by enhancing intelligence sharing, border security, and prevention programs. Anticipated improvements include leveraging advanced digital monitoring, implementing targeted interventions, and expanding de-radicalization initiatives. These efforts aim to propel Finland towards becoming an even more resilient and secure nation.
How do you like to use your time?
Yes.
Any POIs on the board?
I need you to repeat a part of the speech.
Yeah.
The one you mentioned about Finland in the Cold War.
Finland's historical context, terrorism threats, particularly during the Cold War era, was significant.
Any POIs? Right.
As Finland has mentioned that there are certain intelligence sharing mechanisms and cross-border movement techniques used by them to prevent terrorism, but there have been weaknesses in Finland's intelligence sharing mechanisms, including gaps in coordination between different agencies and levels of government. Also, there is lack of Finland's legal framework for combating terrorism, including whether existing laws and policies provide sufficient tools for prevention and investigation. So, how are you planning to further strengthen your laws and programs so that you do not face any terrorism acts in future?
See, we are like many, we are looking forward to many strategies to improve Finland. as I told in my speech only, we are enhancing intelligence sharing and border security, and we are also we are also planning to start some prevention programs and everything, and we have advanced technology also, we can we have monitors and radars to detect if we have many anti-recruitment strategies too, so our strategies, we just plan to improve from these factors.
Your question has been answered again.
That take
No, not time. We do not have a lot of time. So we will try not to take all of them. Only in cases which are very necessary, we need there is a scope for a follow-up, then we will plan. Simple.
The next speaker we have is Jalila Hussain.
Israel emphasizes the importance of investing in education, economic opportunity, and community engagement in countering extremist ideologies and preventing radicalization. Israel faces threats from state-sponsored groups, suicide bombings, rocket attacks, kidnappings, and lone wolf attacks inspired by extremist ideologies, impacting its security and necessitating advanced defense measures. Israel focuses on cross-border cooperation. Israel's national policy aimed at safeguarding the security, prosperity, and well-being of its citizens and advancing its national interests both regionally and globally, like the nation states of Jewish people 2018 and human dignity and liberty 1992. Israel maintains a strong military readiness, robust intelligence capabilities, and effective border security measures to protect against external threats, including terrorism, aggression, and hostile actions by neighboring states or non-state actors. Israeli legal steps against terrorism include anti-terrorism laws like counter-terrorism law 2016 and prevention of terrorism ordinance 1948, military prosecution in conflict zones, international cooperation, and judicial oversight. Israel employs various anti-recruitment measures against terrorism, including community engagement initiatives, countering narrative campaigns, and targeted programs to dissuade individuals from joining extremist groups.
So did I just 10 seconds get? So I cannot allow you to go for questions. Okay. Do you want to do another delegate or do you want to use the chair? Alright. In that case, we'll go ahead. This is the delegate of Germany for the next speaker.
Greetings, fellow delegates and respected EVs. Germany has faced a lot of terrorism in the past. One of the first terrorism attacks was in 1970s with the Red Army faction RAF, a left-wing militant organization. Their actions aimed to challenge capitalistic and imperialist structures, leading to significant societal problems and political impacts. Because of them, Germany became more conscious and took many security measures, like Federal Office for Protection of Constitution, also known as the BFV, which plays a key role in Germany's counter-terrorism efforts. It monitors both domestic and foreign extremist groups, including far-right and far-left, and Islamist organizations, ensuring a comprehensive approach to security. This type of system is present in other major countries. There is almost no problem when it comes to cross-border movement, as Germany being a part of the Schengen area, which allows free movement between member states without border checks. While routine checks are abolished, Germany may reintroduce them in exceptional circumstances, maintaining security during major events or heightened threats. German intelligence agencies monitor online platforms or social media channels used by extremist groups for recruitment and radicalization. This surveillance identifies individuals at risk of radicalization, enabling early intervention and contributing to a safer society. In conclusion, Germany's historical experiences, integrated approach to counterterrorism, Schengen membership, and proactive measures in monitoring online activities contribute to creating a safer and better society for Germans.
Thank you, sir. You've already lapsed your time, so we'll go on to the next speaker. Delegates, I hope the noise or the voice of the tap is audible to you, right? So when you do like this is Okay, so at 60 seconds, man is giving one tap, and when there is a double tap, this means we have already exceeded 90 seconds. Okay, understood? Okay. Delegate of Egypt. You're next. Yeah.
There is a saying that the toughest journey in life is with wars and conflicts. So now we start, who are not present here. I am a delegate of Egypt and will be giving a speech on counter-terrorism and cross-border movement in Egypt. Let's start by explaining what terrorism and counter-terrorism mean. Terrorism is like a group of bullies who want to scare people to get what they want. Instead of just using mean words, these bullies use violence and threats which can hurt innocent people and make everyone afraid. Counterterrorism is like a school security team that steps in to stop the bullies and keep everyone safe. They create rules, watch for danger, and work to make sure the school is a safe place. Similarly, counterterrorism is when a country takes action to stop dangerous people from causing harm or terror and to protect its citizens. Now let's talk about the cross-border movement. This is when people or goods travel from one country to another. Think of it like a highway with many lanes, some for cars, some for trucks, and some for bikes, and checkpoints with rules. Sometimes terrorists might try to cross borders to cause harm, like someone trying to sneak onto the highway without following the rules. That's why countries need to work together to keep these borders safe. Egypt is like a border checkpoint, working with its neighbors to make sure that the only people and goods with permission can cross. And finally, let's talk about Egypt and UNGA. Egypt is a member of the United Nations General Assembly of UNGA, which is like a big meeting of all the countries in the world. At this meeting, countries talk about important issues like fighting terrorism. It can get help from other countries to improve security. To summarize the topic,
You want to conclude? 5 seconds to conclude.
with other countries and improving security and checkpoints, Egypt can make sure to terrorists don't cross its borders. This teamwork helps keep Egypt and other countries safer. Thank you everyone for listening to me and
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, so since you have lapsed your time, we move on to the delegate of India. What happened? Wanted to ask a question. So when I ask you are there any POIs on the floor, only then you have to raise your card for the question. Because every delegate is not yielding their time to the floor. Right? So only those who yield the time to the floor would be given a chance to ask a question or to answer a question. Okay. Yes, delegate of India.
The delegate of India would like to mention that there is no denying that India has been subjected to many terrorist attacks since its independence, but India has always come together to combat them. India has recognized the importance of addressing the root cause of terrorism, including socio-economic dividends and radicalization. India has taken numerous actions in the past, such as surgical strike, Balakot airstrike, which clearly shows that India will not tolerate any terrorist attack and will respond to each and every single attack. The establishment of National Investigation Agency (NIA) has further strengthened their capacity to investigate and prosecute terrorist-related cases, sending a clear message that these terrorists will be brought to justice. However, some countries also have faced accusation of providing funds and support to terrorist groups such as Lashkar-e-Taiba and Taliban, allowing them to operate and carry out attacks. India also remains committed to international cooperation in combating terrorism through mechanisms such as Financial Action Task Force (FATF) and bilateral agreements with partner countries. India works tirelessly to disrupt terrorist financing networks and dismantle terrorist infrastructure.
Okay. How do you actually Avi, have I asked something? Then what if he doesn't yield to questions? You want to yield to the chair then? Yeah, how would you like to use your time?
I would like POIs.
POs. Alright, so I'll give this to China. Give him a mic.
I would like to ask that if there are several terrorist attacks in the future, how would you like to protect your country?
Just a second. When India is doing targeted assassination by the people of unknown men of law, which are looking into the matter, and there are para-commando forces who are continuously looking into the matter.
Thank you, Siva. Just a second.
from Norway wants to highlight that Norway keep focusing on the environment, clean and sustainable, and avoid terrorism activities. Norway also support international conservation efforts through various initiatives like global environment facilities and partnership with organizations like WWF and the United Nations Environment Program (UNEP). Already had some of all world's strictest gun laws banned all the semi-automatic weapons in 2021. Norway also actively participates in the international effort to combat terrorism through organizations like NATO and UN. According to examples include its involvement in the Oslo Accords, which aim to resolve the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. As a delegate of Norway, I stand before you today with a very concerning and a major issue: terrorism, which is terrorism knows no borders and no laws and threatens the fabric of our societies. Norway believes in the power of international collaboration and to work closely with our allies. Thank you.
How would you like to use your time?
So I would like to leave my time to the fellow delegates for question, POIs.
Any POIs on the floor? And I can't see your battery. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, please. No. Okay. Norway emphasizes resilience building efforts to mitigate the impact of terrorist attack. We invest in emergency preparedness, crisis management, and community resilience programs to ensure our society can withstand and recover from terrorist incidents. We also address the factors such as political instability and injustice to contribute to radicalization. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, the delegate of Russia.
Greetings to all. I, the delegate of Russian Federation, would like to raise my opinion upon terrorism. Terrorism is a big problem worldwide, and Russia is working hard to help solve it. Russia has big borders and has lots of experience fighting extremism, which helps them make good plans to stop terrorism. They have been successful with a 34% drop in terrorist attacks in 2022 because of their actions. They do things like disrupting terrorist groups, dealing with the reasons people turn to terrorism, working with other countries. Russia also focuses on stopping people from joining terrorist groups. They have programs like Mothers of Russia that empower communities to reject extremist ideas. They also work on making communities stronger and helping people with jobs so they do not turn to terrorism. To keep an eye on terrorists crossing borders, Russia uses advanced technology like the Safe City system. They share intelligence with other countries through groups like Collective Security Treaty Organization to stop terrorists from moving around. Russia has faced tragedies like the Belsen attack in 2004, which made them even more determined to fight terrorism. They work with other countries and United Nations to make sure everyone is working against terrorism. By doing all these things, Russia is playing a big part in the world, in making the world a safer place for everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. We do not have time left for POIs. How would you like to use your time?
I would like to in my time by the floor.
You cannot do that since only 10 seconds are left. So I cannot take any POIs. You can either leave it to the chair or to another delegate.
I like to give it to you.
Alright. In that case, we go ahead. Next is the delegate of Australia.
Good afternoon, executives. As a delegative of Australia, I stand before this estimated assembly today to address the pressing issue of safeguard human protection during times of wars. The purpose of Australia counter-terrorism and cross-border movement is to safeguard Australia, its people and its interests from the harms of terror. This will be achieved through countering violent extremism in all its forms by preventing radicalization of individuals before an attack, equipping our law enforcement, security, intelligence, and other operational agencies with the resources and power to tackle terrorist threats, ensuring our counter-terrorism arrangements are resistant, collaborative, and consistent. Thank you.
Thank you. How would you like to use your time?
Sir, I would give to this chair.
To the chair.
Yes.
You don't want questions?
Yes, sir. I want. PI.
So you said you want to read it to the chair there?
So I was confused.
Alright. So you wanted to read it to the POIs,
Yes.
right? So we can take 2 POIs since we have a lot of time there. So are there any POIs on the floor? Receive. Go ahead. Followed by 1 second. Who else had a POI? Who else wants to ask a POI? I will take Singapore. Yeah, please go ahead. Can you please pass on the mic to him? To her.
The delegate of Australia, did you have any advanced technology to save your country from the terrorist attacks?
Yes, we have preventations. Australia emphasizes prevention by investing in intelligence, gathering, monitoring potential threats, disrupting terrorist activities before they occur. Their protective approach helps prevent attacks and save lives. There are many other options like legislation, international cooperations, community engagement, border security, military action, etc.
Australia has introduced 92 counter-terrorism laws in 2001, more than anyone compared to democracy. But critics argue that these laws undermine the democratic freedom.
Can you please repeat the question? Australia has introduced 92 counter-terrorism laws since 2001, more than any one comparable democracy. But critics argue that these laws undermine democratic freedoms and are an excessive extension of the power of the state. So, how do you reduce the effectiveness of this measure in preventing terrorism and violent extremism? So actually in 2002, Australia introduced legislation to strengthen counter-terrorism laws, investigated and disrupted suspected terrorist plots, and maintaining high level of cooperation with the United States and other international partners. In 2022, the Australian federal budget included 86.7 million Australian US dollars support his strategy and protect communities from high-risk terrorists currently serving custodial sentence. Thank you.
Next, delegate of Netherlands.
Thanks, Chair and honorable members. I, Delegate of Netherlands, would like to highlight this issue to counter terrorism effects with emphasis on anti-recruitment strategies and cross-border movement. Combating terrorism demands a multi-pronged approach. While dismantling networks and disrupting attacks are crucial, preventing radicalization in the first place is key. This involves anti-recruitment strategies that address root causes of extremism. Community engagement is vital, empowering youth, fostering tolerance, and countering online propaganda can deter individuals from extremist ideologies. Educational programs promoting critical thinking and media literacy can also equip people to identify and resist manipulation. Tighter border control remains essential. Enhanced information sharing and collaboration between international law enforcement agencies can track suspicious movement and identify potential threats. Implementing advanced screening technology can document verification systems can further deter cross-border movements by terrorists. The Netherlands employs a multifaceted approach to counter-terrorism with a strong focus on preventing radicalization and tightening border security with anti-recruitment strategies, social integration, educational initiatives that promote critical thinking and media literacy to empower youth to resist extremist propaganda and encounter online.
Alright, I will take more speakers for the GSM list. For those who want to get them in private, please get them the card. Sir, the card this way. Yes. So we can speak again, right? Not right now. Once everyone is spoken for everyone, sure I will be speaking tomorrow. या फिर कल कुछ लोगों का चांस आएगा कल मैंने 26 people are present there. I take 20 speeches today at least, 20 GSL, and then we move forward for a small talk. Singapore. Anyone who wants a chip card, please take it. Anyone else who wants to speak, man? Who wants chip card? Let's do it. 17. Anyone else? Come on, at least GSA को दो यार अपनी अपनी सबको. Ma'am, we never made them some kind like this. Keep it straight. Straight. Anyone else? South Africa, you don't want to speak? Who's there beside you? Mexico. You don't want to add your name to GSA? You will not give the GSA. You make speech ready नहीं किया है. It's okay. There are still, I mean, how many? 5, 6 speakers, 7 speakers in fact. By the time you prepare your speech. Because if we exhaust this list, I am again saying, please open your ears and listen to me. If we exhaust this list today, and there are no more speakers who are wanting to add their name to GSL, I'll give the chance to others who have already spoken. Now 10 plus 10 is 20. You are straight away at a loss of 10. Then don't tell me that we only got one speech in the GSL. Okay? Anyone else? Sweden? Yes, South Korea. Canada. That's it. Morocco. Is that it? Final call. No names in the GSA. USA. That's it. Okay. China, you have the floor.
Honorable Chair and dear delegates, I am the delegate of China presenting on the topic terrorism in China. In the culture sector of China, the term is new and ambiguous. In particular, terrorism is viewed as a violent manifestation of ethnic separatism. There are several cases of terrorist attacks in China which were brutal. I would like to mention in 2 events. March 7, 1997, was bombing the Xi'an section of Beijing. The September 13, 2015 explosion of Shanghai package bomb in Guangxi province. From 2012 through 2014, domestic attacks in China predominantly became more frequent, more geographically disappeared, and more indiscriminately targeted. At the present, China sees its terrorist threats as primarily domestic. Because of this, China is evolving security interest and perception of the threat it faces from global terrorism are creating some converging areas of interest as well as new opportunities for US-China cooperation on strategic issues related to terrorism and extremism. One likely reason for progress on both security, cultural security, and similar areas of technical cooperation is that they do not appear to have clear links to major issues of legal or ideological disagreements between the United States and China. In conclusion, the United States should consider expanding US-China exchange and joint research about international terrorism theory and global terrorist movements. Converging US and Chinese concerns about global terrorist threats have created a need for deeper understanding on both sides. Chinese security experts have also expressed interest in expanding research exchanges on these topics.
To capture time, I'll be moving on to the delegate of China now. Sorry, China is done. The delegate of New Zealand.
The country recognizes terrorism as a global threat that requires a coordinated and multifaceted response involving cooperation between nations, law enforcement agencies, etc. It does not have a history of engaging in wars specially designated as terrorism, but implemented and amended laws to strengthen its counter-terrorism framework. The country has signed the Terrorism Prevention Act 2002, established to address the threat of terrorism. The New Zealand government invests in security measures to prevent terrorist attacks and protect its citizens. It engaged in diplomatic efforts to address the root causes of terrorism, such as poverty, marginalization, and political instability. After the last terrorist attack in 2019, the government strengthened security measures and amended its legislature. The main change was they launched New Zealand Arms Amendment Act 2020 to enhance public safety.
How do you agree with the time?
POI.
Any POIs on the floor? Any POIs? Just we go to our yeah, please.
I want to ask that is your country against terrorism?
Yes.
First New Zealand, right? Sit down. Next, delegate of Brazil.
Good afternoon to the chairperson and the fellow delegates. I, the delegate of Brazil, want to speak on terrorism in Brazil. At the first glance and rather misleadingly, Brazil is not directly threatened by terrorism and has consistently chosen to remain on the periphery of key debates on the issue. Over the last 30 years, the country has not suffered a single high-profile terrorist attack. Brazil is a safe country, but some areas have increased risk, particularly major cities like Rio de Janeiro and Sao Paulo could pose safety concern for a single woman. The first notable terrorist attack on Brazil occurred in 1968 and was known as Guiana incident. A Communist Party of Brazil detonated a bomb at the headquarters of SNI National Information Service in Goiás, Goiás. The largest terrorist attack in Brazil's history took place on November 29, 2010 and it is occurred in Rio de Janeiro. Brazil is attacked 7 times. Terrorism has no nationally or religionally. It is common enemies of mankind.
How do you agree with your time? Right. Any POIs on the floor? Okay, wait on a second. Egypt, you have not asked your question till now? No, not in chat, I'm asking verbally. Go ahead, ask your question.
Yes, the first
Sorry, I could not hear your question. One second. Do you have a POI or do you want to repeat something? Right. So then we raise a point of personal privilege. In case you have not heard something, so we raise a point of personal privilege, not a POI. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. Please repeat yourself.
The war happened by the bomb settled in the headquarters of Brazil, and it is gone by a team which is known as Guiana.
Okay. Thank you. Yes. Any POIs on the floor? Mexico has one, UK has one, Netherlands, Netherlands. Yes, Netherlands.
Yeah, our country, combated by the help of the peoples of our country. The country's people are very helpful and very powerful, and they are very strong, which help us to set our country
That's it, ma'am. One question at a time. Thank you. Yes. You given one answer, no? So that stands for one chance to speak. So I have to see how many chances each and everyone has got. Sit down. Switzerland.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, for recognition. The delegate of Switzerland is here to address the most important topic of which is counterterrorism efforts with anti-recruitment strategies and cross-border movement. The GSL is focuses on anti-recruitment strategies and managing cross-border movement to safeguard our nation's security and values, understanding the threats, access the current terrorist landscapes to identify risk and vulnerabilities, understand the factors driving recruitments into terrorist groups, including social, economic, and ideological influences, anti-recruitment strategies, engaging communities through outreach programs to discourage individuals from joining terrorist organizations. Conclusion: Switzerland is single-minded in combat terrorism while upholding democratic values and human rights. Through comprehensive anti-recruitment strategies, merge management, rehabilitation programs, and trueness to legal principles, we aim to mitigate the impact of terrorism to ensure safety and well-being of our citizens. Collaboration with international partners and engagement with local communities is essential for achieving our objectives.
Thank you, sir. You gasped your time. We'll now go forward to the delegate of Singapore.
Esteemed delegates, I am pleased today to represent the Republic of Singapore, nation that stands firm against terrorism and is committed to ensuring the secure cross-border movement. Singapore's counter-terrorism strategy is comprehensive, involving detection, prevention, and strong emphasis. In terms of cross-border movement, we have implemented robust measures to maintain security and prevent illegal activities. However, as these issues are not confined to national borders, they demand global cooperation. Coming to that the issue, distinguished delegates, the issue we face today is addressing anti-terrorism and cross-border movement in Singapore. Singapore, despite its small size, it is a significant hub in Southeast Asia, making it a potential target for terrorist activity. The challenge lies not only in preventing such activity, but also ensuring that the measures taken do not impede the free movement of people. Let's talk about the solution. Esteemed delegates, as we grapple with the issue of anti-terrorism and cross-border movement in Singapore, we find ourselves at the crossroads of security and liberty. On one hand, we have the pressing need to safeguard our nation from threats, on the other hand, the fundamental rights of individuals. Giving you some facts, Singapore is instrumental in the passage of international initiatives such as United Nations Security Council Resolution 1373, which is established a legal basis for international action against terrorism. Singapore's counter-terrorism strategy involves protection and prevention measures to minimize damage caused by terrorism. Cross-border movement is currently recording Singapore carrying
That's your time. You have lapsed your time. You go forward with the delegate of France.
Hey, myself, France. Today I'm going to tell you about some terrorism of France. The issue of terrorism in France has been a significant concern for quite some time. France has experienced several terrorist attacks, including the Charlie Hebdo shooting in 2015, the Paris attack in November 2015, and the Nice Club attack in 2016, among others. The French government has implemented various measures to combat terrorism, including increasing security measures and collaborating with international partners. Countering the financially for terrorism, France is a member of FTF and France Financial Intelligence with FIU Trafficking is a member of the Egyptian group. France is also a member of the DFID ISI Qatar ISI Finance Group.
chit over here. Don't bring an answer from your book. Chits that are written over here would only be considered valid. Okay? Delegate of Belgium. Can you pass on the mic to our please?
Greetings to all. I, delegate of Belgium, like to speak about counterterrorism in Belgium. Belgium has an active counterterrorism policy and is actively involved in the international fights against terrorism. There have been high-profile terrorist attacks across Belgium. The terror threat level has remained at 3 and will get least because of the tension in the Middle East and the rise in anti-Semitism. An interagency body called CUTA Coordination Unit for Threat Analyzing, comprising representative of the relevant ministries, was responsible for setting nationwide threat level rating and maintaining Belgium's database of individuals with a nexus to terror. Belgium came in 52nd place in the World Economic Forum's ranking of safety and security in their most recent terrorism report. The most common act of terrorism in Belgium is REMVE, which Belgium calls violent right-wing extensions. The general threat level during 2022 remained at 2 on a 4-point scale, with 4 the most severe.
Any questions on the floor? Niche.
What is COTA?
CUTA is the interagency body coordination unit for the threat analyzing.
Can you explain like
CUTA is the interagency body. CUTA is the interagency body coordination unit for the threat analyzing, comprising representatives of the relevant ministries, was responsible for setting nationwide threat level ratings and maintaining Belgium's database of individuals with a nexus to terror.
So wasn't that a point of personal privilege?
No, if she wants to ask a question, I mean, I cannot stop her, right?
He told her to repeat.
That's it. So I considered it as a question. Because I already asked it. Yeah. You don't have to justify. It's okay. Yeah, that's okay. That's for me to judge, no? Why are you guys so bothered about it? I have to give the marks, no? Yeah. So when I say POI, if she's raised the placard, whatever she's going to say or ask, I'm going to consider it as a POI. So that's the point. Okay. The quality, the marking that I'm giving is based on the quality of the question. So, the delegate of Spain.
I delegate to Spain, like to give a speech on country terrorism. The Francoism lasted between 1939 and 1975, from the end of the Spanish Civil War until the death of the director Franco. Different terrorist organizations
Korean government has begun issuing passports to protect the identity of lawful travelers and prevent the use of fake passports by terrorists. South Korea has implemented various measures to control cross-border movement during the COVID-19 pandemic, including quarantine requirements, testing, travel plans, and restrictions on entry for foreigners. While our endeavor for a safer and more resilient South Korea remains paramount, we must not overlook the humanitarian dimension of addressing terrorism. Victims of terrorism, irrespective of their nationality or background, warrant our unwavering support and solidarity. In summation, terrorism presents a multifaceted and intricate challenge that demands concentrated efforts from all sectors of society. Thank you.
You'll be having a short feedback session. Thereafter, we will continue with GSM. Okay? वापस आ